What if I told you that attraction isn't built on words, looks, or money? What if I told you the real pull begins in a place far older than logic, older than language, older than anything she can explain? That's why predictable men fade into the background while rare men, the calm, dangerous ones, the ones who move differently and carry a presence that feels both safe and untamed, become unforgettable. Welcome to the Stoic flame, and today you re-about to hear the method that wakes up her primal instincts and makes her feel something she cannot control. Everything begins with disruption. Not loud, not dramatic, not attention-seeking. Quiet disruption. The kind that shifts the air when you walk into a room. Most men rush into a space with nervous energy. They talk too fast. They smile too quickly. Their whole presence whispers, "Please notice me. Please like me. Please choose me." And without realizing it, they become invisible. Because nothing kills attraction faster than trying too hard. But imagine walking into the same room with slow, deliberate steps, as if time bends around you instead of you chasing it. You don't feel silence. You let silence work for you. Your presence arrives before your voice does. And in that stillness, you become contrast. You become the break in her routine. Her brain snaps awake, and suddenly, without understanding why, she feels something. That is the power of movement. Not motion. Movement of energy. Eye contact becomes a weapon in this stillness. Not a stare, not a desperate look, but steady, unblinking calm. You don't look away first. You hold until she does. That moment rewires the dynamic. It shifts the power quietly, without a word. You're not intimidated by her beauty, her attitude, or her tests. You stand still while others shake, and the moment a woman feels that steadiness in a man, something ancient inside her responds. But presence means nothing without attitude. Women don't fall for words. They fall for gravity. Every woman tests, not to hurt you, not to play games, but to see if your center is real. She will tease you, challenge you, pull close, and push away. She wants to know if you bend, if you crumble, if you lose yourself the moment pressure hits. Most men fail instantly. They defend themselves. They explain. They chase. Their emotional foundations collapse in seconds, but the man with attitude stays grounded. He doesn't react. He doesn't defend. He doesn't He lets her storm hit, and he doesn't move. That unshakable calm is what her primal mind is searching for. Not dominance over her, but mastery over yourself. That is the gravity she feels. The gravity she trusts. Then comes the most misunderstood part of attraction. Absence. Men think giving more attention builds interest, but it doesn't. It suffocates it. Desire grows in space, not in saturation. Every man floods her with energy. Every man replies instantly. Every man hovers. And because of that, she forgets them all. Attention without scarcity loses value. But the man who steps back at the peak of the moment, the man who withdraws when the energy is still rising, becomes a mental obsession. He creates an open loop. Her mind cannot close. She replays the conversation. She wonders why you didn't stay longer. She rewrites the last moment in her head. That space becomes hunger. That pause becomes longing. Not because you abandoned her, but because you left her wanting more. But absence alone is not enough. You must know when to move. Every great moment in attraction is fragile. A breath too late, and it dies. A word too early, and it breaks. Boldness is the bridge that turns tension into fire. When her eyes hold yours for 1 second too long. When silence grows heavy between you. When she shifts closer. When her breath changes. These are not coincidences. These are green lights. Most men kill the moment with hesitation. The bold man doesn't wait. Morbis. He leans in. He touches her hand lightly, but with certainty. He closes the space without fear. Boldness is not aggression. It is courage with sensitivity. It is reading her energy and acting at the exact second her guard drops. That timing is everything. Boldness is not loud. It's quiet confidence in motion. It's the moment she realizes, this man doesn't hesitate. And then comes touch. The language older than speech, older than thought. Touch never lies. Desperate touch is felt instantly. Rushed touch is rejected instantly. But intentional touch, slow, light, controlled, awakens something inside her that she cannot hide. A playful tap, a hand at her lower back, guiding her through a doorway. A gentle touch on her arm that lasts one heartbeat longer than expected. Then you step back, letting her body miss the contact. Craving is created in absence, not in constant closeness. Your touch should feel like a promise. You could take further, but choose not to. That restraint, that controlled power, makes her feel safe and excited at the same time. Her body remembers your touch long after your hands are gone. And then, the final force, the one that most men never master. Reading her, not the mask, not the performance. The truth behind her eyes. Every woman carries two versions of herself, the one she shows the world and the one she hides. Most men only see the first. The rare man sees the second. He notices the shift in her voice, the insecurity behind her laugh, the hesitation in her eyes. He sees the fear she buries under confidence. He hears the silence behind her words. When you reveal what you see gently, without judgment, she feels exposed and understood at the same time. And that feeling is addictive, because very few men ever understand her beyond her surface. Understanding is deeper than attraction, deeper than desire. It creates emotional gravity. It ties her to you quietly, powerfully, instinctively. This is not manipulation. This is awareness. This is presence. This is the energy of a man who moves with intention, who stands with purpose, who acts without fear. And when all these forces combine, your movement, your attitude, your absence, your boldness, your touch, your understanding, you don't just attract her. You awaken something primal, something ancient, something she can't explain and can't control. That is what makes a man unforgettable. That is what turns presence into power. And that is what she will chase long after you be walked away. Welcome to the Stoic Flame.